From having affairs with adult film stars to suffering more injuries in 3 years than most people do in their whole lifetimes, here's why Zion Williamson's career is officially over. The man just can't keep his hands to himself. Just when you thought Williamson was in the clear, another controversy popped up on Twitter. And this time, it was about an affair he was having with an OnlyFans star called Mariah Mills. You'd think cheating was a level that Zion wouldn't stoop to, seeing how he already has a girlfriend and a baby on the way. But I guess he just couldn't keep it in his pants. Recently, Zion's girlfriend Akima posted a picture of their gender reveal party on Instagram, and it wasn't soon after that that the internet exploded with a brand new scandal. OnlyFans star Mariah didn't wait too long before blasting Williamson on Twitter. She started her rant off by accusing Williamson of cheating and said that he'd been with her a week before the gender reveal party picture was posted. If that's true, then a Twitter rant's gonna be the least of Zion's worries. She also went into quite a bit of detail about how the Pelicans' power forward spent their time together, and it certainly looks like Williamson has been busy with Mills. Right when things seemed to have calmed down, Mariah came out and revealed that she'd been receiving death threats from Akima's family. This led to her taking back a lot of what she said. It doesn't seem like she's learned her lesson yet, because she ended up getting a Zion Williamson tattoo on her face. At this point, a lot of people reacted by saying that she needs to check into her local mental hospital, because it doesn't look like she's doing too well in that department. It's clear that Williamson pulled a fast one and played Hills in the worst way possible. The poor girl probably thought she had a chance with the baller, and that's why she reacted so harshly on Twitter. She made a shocking revelation on social media and posted a video of her getting a new tattoo. The problem is, the tattoo read Zion on the side of her cheek. She just doesn't seem to be getting the fact that Zion wants nothing to do with her, and throwing tantrums on the internet won't be doing her image any favors. She also mentioned a sex tape and is threatening to release it if the NBA player doesn't do what she says. I'm not gonna lie, blackmailing Zion might not be the smartest move here. But if Mills does go through with her threat, stuff will probably hit the fan. And Zion's relationship with the mother of his unborn child might hit the rocks. Speaking of which, he's gonna have to step up as a dad. The basketballer and his partner released a video on YouTube showing off the insane gender reveal party that they threw for their family and friends. Thanks to the video, we now know that he'll be having a baby girl. And once she arrives, he's gonna have a ton of dad responsibilities on his shoulders and needs to be a good father for his child. Which means he's going to have to get his act together, because rumors with porn stars won't help him in setting a good example. Zion also gave a heartfelt speech in the video and dedicated that message to his daughter. He said that when she sees this, he wants her to know that she means the world to him and that he loves her more than anything. He also said that if she's ever confused in life about things that she might not be able to cope with, the one thing she needs to remember is that her mom and dad will always love her. With such a beautiful speech, Williamson definitely managed to win over most of the internet and get his fans on his side again. It'll take much more than a few sweet words to get the franchise to back him though, because according to the latest rumors, the Pelicans might be looking to trade the power forward and to try and move up in the 2023 draft. This one might come as a shock to a lot of you guys, since the Pelicans did spend their 2019 first overall pick in getting Zion into their roster. But if you look at the stats and how Zion's performed over the years, you can't really blame the Pelicans for wanting to sever ties with Williamson. Over the course of his 4 years as a pro, he hasn't played much because he spent more time injured and on the sidelines than he has on the court helping them win. When you look at the whole thing from a business point of view, well, you quickly begin to see all of these problems much more clearly. He played just 29 games last season and has managed to pass the 60-game mark only once in his career. That's not a good sign for the two-time NBA All-Star, because when he's healthy, there's no one better than him. He's got crazy strength, and it's hard for defenders to stop him from charging towards their basket. Still, it's like the old saying goes, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And for Zion, this couldn't be more true. The Pelicans seem to have their sights set on grabbing a hold of Scoot Henderson, who's a 5-star recruit in this year's draft. The problem is, New Orleans has the 14th overall pick this year, and Henderson is expected to go off in the top 3. The only way the Pelicans can get to Scoot is if they trade Zion for a draft pick that's higher up. Maybe trading him off is the best thing to do here, because from how things have been in the past, he'll probably get injured again in no time. Williamson might just be the most injury-prone baller the NBA has ever seen. There hasn't been a single season where he hasn't suffered from at least one injury. And the worst part is that these injuries often leave him sidelined for a while. His bad luck started during his rookie season, back in 2019-2020, when he only appeared in 29 games, because he was suffering from a torn meniscus at the time. The 2020-2021 season was a bit better, and he ended up playing 61 games. But he still suffered from a thumb ailment towards the end of the season. It only got worse as time went on, and he didn't even get to play in the 2021-2022 season, thanks to a nagging foot injury. The same thing happened this year, in the 2022-2023 season, where he only happened to play 29 games. He hasn't been seen on an NBA court since January 2nd, when the Pelicans lost to the 76ers. Now, I'm not denying the impact he has on the team, because let's face it, whenever Zion can, he averages well over 20 points every game, and is real good at motivating his team and getting them to play harder. With all that in mind, you have to wonder, what does the future hold for the Pelicans' power forward? With so many things going wrong at the same time, does Williamson plan on making a comeback anytime soon? While he's been injured for more than 6 months now, he hasn't really released an official statement on when he plans to be back on the court. It's not like it'll affect the Pelicans that much, since they've gotten used to playing without him. He never really got the chance to settle in with the team, so his absence hasn't made a huge dent in their roster. If anything, his eventual return might be a bit of a problem, because his coaches are gonna have to figure out where to put him now that he's back in action. Honestly, I'm hoping that after he returns this time, he won't get injured again so soon, because at this point, he's more of a liability for the team than an asset. He's taking home all that money and has barely given them anything in return. At most, he shows up to games and watches them from either the bench or the crowd. He hasn't really shared any news on how his injuries have been healing, even though since it's been 6 months, and he's probably good to go, so he should be announcing a comeback any time now. I, for one, am looking forward to seeing what he can bring to the table. He's got the skills and the talent to make it to the top of the league. Plus, he's also only 22 years old. He isn't even close to his prime, and he's already killing it in the NBA. So the fact that he barely plays 30 games every season and still manages to average double digits is crazy. So, from suffering more injuries in 3 years than most people do during their whole lifetimes, to having affairs with adult film stars, that was why Zion Williamson's career is officially over.